Patrick. This is the story about a young man called Patrick who set out from his house one day to buy a violin. In the town, the streets were full of the stalls. One sold vegetables, one sold fish, and another sold clothes. These stalls were very interesting, but Patrick did not stop until he came to the one kept by Mr. Onions. On his stall, he had a broken jug, an old lamp, a mouse trap, and all sorts of things that people did not want anymore. Have you a violin to sell? Asked Patrick. You are in luck, said Mr. Onions. I have just one. Patrick bought the violin with his only silver piece. He was so pleased that he ran as fast as he could out into the fields. When he got there, he blew the dust off his violin. Then he sat down by a pond and began to play a tune. As he played, the most extraordinary thing happened. One by one the fish in the pond began to jump out and fly about in the air. And what is more, they were all different colors and they were singing to the music. Just then a girl and boy came along the road. Their names were Cass and Mick. Did you do that? Asked Mick, pointing to the fish in the air. And Patrick said, yes. Then he played another tune, and the string twine cast hair turned into red ribbons, and the laces in Mick's boots turned into blue ribbons. And so the three went down the road together. Soon they came to an orchard of apple trees. Patrick played his violin and the leaves on the trees changed to all kinds of bright colors. Instead of apples, the tree began to grow pears and bananas and cakes and ice creams. and slices of hot buttered toast. Cass and Mick ran about among the trees and helped themselves to whatever they liked. As they were eating, a flock of pigeons flew down, and Patrick played his violin again. The birds began to sprout bright new feathers until they were the most beautiful birds you have ever seen. Cash and Mick fed them on crumbs of chocolate cake. After Patrick and the children had gone a little farther, they met some carrots. They were white with black spots. But when Patrick played his violin, the carrots became covered with colored stars and started to dance to the music. So they all went along the road together until they met a tramp. The tramp had whiskers and a heart with a broken top where his hair poked through. He was smoking a pipe, and every time he gave a puff, sparks flew out of it. "That's a lovely tune you're playing," said the tramp. "There's nothing I like better than a tune on the violin." So Patrick played even harder, and the sparks from the pipe of the whiskery tramp got bigger and brighter, until they were showers of fireworks. On they all went along the road. It was just like a procession. Cash and Mick with their ribbons, the fish and the birds singing, the carrots dancing, the whiskey tramp puffing fireworks from his pipe, and Patrick playing on his violin. Before long they met a Twinkle and his wife with a horse and cart. "Look out! A procession!" shouted Cash. "Isn't it fun?" "How can he enjoy it?" asked the Twinkle's wife. "He's very thin, and I don't know what to do for him. He's got a cough, and cold, and a stomachache, and a headache. We had to travel so slowly. I don't know how we shall get to the town before the dark." "Let me play my violin and see what happens," said Patrick. So he played a tune, and you can see what happened. The twinkle started to get fatter. He lost his cough and his cold and his stomachache and his headache until he was well and smiling and happy again. And not only that, look what happened to his horse and cart. The drinker and his wife grabbed on, and so did Patrick and Cash and Mick and the whiskey tramp. The fish and the birds flew above them, and the girls galloped along behind. And they all got back to the town before the dark. The end.